This is Freedom Files, the untold story of how nations broke their chains. United States, 1776, the first modern nation to break its chains, when empires ruled everything. In the 1700s, the world belonged to empires. Britain, France, Spain, Portugal, they controlled continents, oceans, and millions of lives. Across the Atlantic Ocean, 13 British colonies sat quietly under the Crown's rule. They farmed Britain's crops, paid Britain's taxes, fought Britain's wars, obeyed Britain's king, but they had no voice, no vote, and no say in the empire that ruled them. The colonists called it taxation without representation. It would become the spark that changed the world. A nation grows restless. Britain demanded more and more taxes, on paper, on sugar, on everyday goods, even on tea. The colonies resisted, protests erupted. Voices rose. People gathered in taverns, farms, churches, and meeting halls, speaking a dangerous new idea. We have the right to govern ourselves. Men like Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and Patrick Henry became the architects of rebellion. They believed freedom was worth fighting for, even if the price was war. The Boston Tea Party, a message to an empire. On a cold night in 1773, a group of colonists disguised as Native Americans boarded British ships and dumped an entire shipment of British tea into the harbor. They were sending a message to the king: we will not be subjects forever. Britain responded with fury, closing ports, sending troops, tightening control. The colonies realized there was no turning back. The birth of a revolutionary idea. In July 1776, representatives from all 13 colonies gathered in Philadelphia. Inside a hot, crowded hall, a young delegate named Thomas Jefferson presented a document. It was bold, it was radical, it was dangerous. The Declaration of Independence. It declared that all men are created equal, that rights come from God, not kings, that governments exist only with the consent of the governed, and when a government becomes tyrannical, the people have the right to overthrow it. For the first time in modern history, a nation claimed freedom as a natural right, not a privilege. The world had never seen anything like it, the war for freedom. Britain sent its full power, the strongest army in the world. The colonies had farmers, blacksmiths, volunteers, but they also had one man, George Washington, a general whose courage held a fragile revolution together. The war was brutal. Lexington and Concord are the first shots. Bunker Hill, a costly victory. Saratoga, a turning point. Valley Forge, winter, hunger, determination. Yorktown, the final blow. For 6 long years, the colonists fought an empire that was supposed to be unbeatable. And against all odds, they won. A new nation is born. In 1783, Britain signed the Treaty of Paris, officially recognizing the United States as independent. The world gasped. A colony had defeated its empire. A people had claimed their own destiny. A new nation had been born, not from bloodlines or royal decree, but from ideas. Ideas that would echo across the world. Haiti would rise, South America would rise, Africa would rise, Asia would rise. Empire after empire would fall. Because in 1776, 13 colonies proved something powerful. When ordinary people unite, even the greatest empire can fall. Freedom is not gifted. It is earned by those willing to challenge power and rewrite their destiny. Where courage stands, chains break.